Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to another video. Today we are going to take a look at the Vex matchup. We are reviewing a game from Beifeng. And yeah, I'll pause the video here and there, give you some thoughts, explain why he's doing things. Let's get right into it. So the Vex lane is pretty hard for a lot of people. The one important thing you need to do is you really need to hold your W like Beifeng is doing it right here. You can see that Beifeng is literally not using his W, since he wants to use his W reactively for Vex's abilities. And that's why we are sitting back here, chilling, just giving all the minions we have to give, preserving our health. And by Vex hitting the wave, hitting Beifeng, the wave will push into Beifeng a lot faster because your minions actually start targeting the enemy wave, and that allows you to now have a perfect wave position in order to run this guy down. So you see that Beifeng is now level 2. He's rocking the Conqueror setup, and yeah, he's just taking it nice and slow, trying to not lose too much health, and yeah, just preserving his HP very nicely. I mean, it's a professional, right? You can see it. And I would probably grab Grass here. Okay, we grab Ice, it's also fine. And I would just try to like maybe look for a level 3 angle onto the Vex. So we do get level 3. As you guys can see, and this is a very important concept, Vex's ability range is basically like this, right? So Beifeng is permanently like standing out of the range. He's like dancing inside, outside of the range, and he's trying to bait Vex into using an ability. And the moment Vex would use an ability, that's when you can actually go in, because the Fury is gone, and that allows you to just have a much easier time playing the game. So that's why he's not using any abilities, and that's also why Vex is not using any abilities. So funnily enough, in Challenger lobbies, and this game, it's a Challenger game on the Chinese Super server, you guys can see that people hold abilities for quite some time, because the moment you use the ability, your opponent gets pressure, right? Like here, for example, Beifeng uses the Q and Vex immediately spots that and tries to walk up, right? And now, after Vex uses an ability, you can use your E to dodge that and just get a really beautiful, nice little Conqueror trade in. Maybe hit another level Q, perfect. And now you have a health advantage, right? And this health advantage allows you to do whatever you want to do, right? Like you can try to find a reset in theory, or you can try to just slow build the wave and dive the Vex. In this case, Beifeng gets ganked. That's totally fine. That happens, right? It's a level 3 gank, and usually level 3 ganks are really bad, since they lead to the enemy jungler wasting a lot of his tempo. So if your jungler keeps on full clearing, he will have a lead for like a really long time. That's also why in very high elo games, like especially in Europe, I see this all the time, people just don't gank pre-first clear. Like, just don't do it. Unless it's like a lobby that's below Grandmaster. In that case, they do, because it's bad. But if it's above, usually they just don't. Now, we are back to lane here. We get a longsword, boots, and refillable. And this buy is really, really instructive, actually. I want to go back just for a second and talk about the itemization here, right? Like, you will see that Beifeng has 700 gold. If you go for 2 longswords, you can only get 1 potion maybe, or 2 potions. If you go for a longsword and boots and refillable, you can basically spend like all your gold, right? And also refillable is an insanely broken item in the early game, since it allows you to play the lane super aggressively and still have potions. So as you guys can see, Beifeng spends his gold perfectly. And the way I would itemize if I was in your guys' shoes is I would actually buy refillable first and then take a look at how much gold I have left. And then after that, you can build the rest of your items, right? And that will allow you to like always be able to itemize refillable potion without really like screwing up the gold amounts. Pretty huge. Okay, so we come back. We got an early game kill there. We could talk about the mechanics in that fight, right? We could go back and do that. But honestly, I think it was pretty straightforward. He got ganked and Vex wasted flash. So after Vex wasted the flash, it was really easy for Beifeng to grab that kill and maybe try to dip out. So he got 2 flashes and he got a kill, which is, I would say, extremely worth it. Now, we play some vision here. We try to do it, but then don't do it for some reason. And now we can see that Zac is currently looking to gank, maybe, or crossing. And as you guys can see, and I really want you to raise your awareness for this. Beifeng will not just give health for free. Like, he will not run into a situation ever where he just gets outtraded randomly with like while losing his health bar. It doesn't happen. And preserving your HP is by far the most important concept when it comes to playing League, especially for Qiyana, because you want to keep that availability for the map. And this is something I talk about a lot. Like in this case, for example, this is already a pretty fat mistake. He does have refillable though, so it's kind of forgiving in that sense, right? But I still would say that this was a pretty big mistake already. Now, we kind of sit back here. Zac is currently clearing his camps. You can see that his camps are about to like stack up in a way where he can path bot to top. Beifeng is, I think, looking to gank this Aurelia. And the only reason why I think he's trying to do that is because he can catch the top wave afterwards. And I'm pretty sure that he wants Mordekaiser to go mid. Mordekaiser sees that angle, of course. And now we can just auto-attack the Aurelia. We can keep auto-attacking her down and then auto-attack EQing her. We get that kill. I'm honestly not sure. I think he just wants to get this wave and the next wave in, probably. Yeah, exactly right. So he's just gonna try to push this next wave in. And the reason why this roam is kind of alright is because he can catch the wave afterwards. So usually ganking side lanes is insanely bad, but if your top laner or if your bot lane actually died, it's really easy for you guys to just catch the wave afterwards and send your team towards mid lane. As you can see, Mordekaiser doesn't really lose that much that way. Beifeng doesn't really lose that much that way. And now we itemize, right? And when it comes to itemization, I need to pause again. It's incredibly important that you like front load as much AD as you can. A lot of people actually go for Brutalizer, a lot of people go for Tiamat, but front loading AD is really important unless you want Tiamat for a very specific reason, right? Unless you want Tiamat because you are versing a Malzahar, if you are versing a Malphite, if you're versing anything that you just want to avoid in lane, that's when you can actually go Tiamat. But outside of that, it's really good to just front load as much AD as you can because it makes you really, really strong and it does the most damage by far. So we come back to lane here. Game's looking pretty good, honestly. We are CSing quite well. Matchup is looking really, really nice. We do have a lead. We are level up and we are really close to our Profane already. So in this case, you can see how he trades, right? So into some matchups you want to trade proactively, into some matchups you want to trade reactively, and into Vex you want to wait until Vex actually throws the ability, and that allows you to then E on the minion and trade with the Vex at that exact time, because then she doesn't have a fee anymore. So even if she hits the other ability, it's really easy for you to just get a beneficial trade. So now we chunk the Vex down a little bit, which is already pretty good. Our Zac is currently doing the Drake here. Looking to invade. And now we are just trying to, I think, stay full HP, farm as well as we can. And if something is happening on the map, I would really love to see that Beifeng just QWQs this wave. Exactly right. So as you guys can see, he plays the wave slow until something happens. And when he thinks that something is going to happen, that's when he starts hard shoving. And now we are kind of in a situation where we can look to hover our team a little bit, look for a play, but if it doesn't work out, we just go back mid lane. I would honestly even say that we are a little bit late to the wave here, because Vex is now allowed to just shove it. And ideally you really want to be first on waves, you don't want to be late. Because that would give Vex a roam opportunity that you really don't want. So as you guys can see, we are just trying to poke out the Vex a little bit here and there. But he's never full committing to a trade. He's never committing his ult, not committing anything. He's just holding his abilities, and whenever Vex throws out an ability herself, that's when we start looking to maybe trade opportunistically. I would look for a base. The reason why I would love to base here, ideally, is because Vex took a reset, exactly. And you can already see that when Vex comes back and she spends her gold and you don't go back here, that means that she now has a gold advantage. Not because she has more gold holistically, like theoretically Beifeng has more gold, but if he doesn't spend it, you don't actually get value for that gold, right? So he was looking to hover top, I think, but now we are going back mid lane because the top lane play is pretty much over. We now get a Tiamat. As you guys can see, he's not really itemizing Brutalizer. The reason for that is really simple. Brutalizer doesn't really give you many stats if you like finish it. So the way I like to view Brutalizer is that you want to skip it entirely if you can. So ideally you want to have double longsword pickaxe, then you want to go Tiamat in order to have a bit more availability on the map. And then afterwards, that's when you can actually start going for Profane immediately. So instead of building Brutalizer, you want to skip Brutalizer and go for Profane instantly. Pretty good. I think we are really just taking it slow right now. As you guys can see, he's not forcing anything. He's playing it super nice, super slow, relaxing, and doing nothing. And the reason why that's so important is because it allows you to simply stay full HP. And it's not like he doesn't want to trade. Like, Beifeng definitely wants to trade, but he can only trade if Vex uses abilities, because Qiyana is a champ that trades opportunistically. And obviously you can try to make Vex use abilities by walking up to the wave and, you know, baiting like this. You know, and now Vex doesn't have abilities, so now theoretically he could look for an EQ, but he doesn't really have vision set up anywhere, and this is a concept that a lot of people actually don't understand. Beifeng doesn't have a single bit of vision right now, and I mean, a lot of people do understand this concept, but it's really hard to apply in your games. He doesn't have vision, and that's why he's not playing aggressively right here. And also his jungler is pretty far away, so he's not even looking to trade right now. It's not even in his mind. And you can clearly see that by the way, like, you can see how he's walking up, you can see how he's behaving in-game by not playing aggressively. And the reason why that's the case, simply put, is because he doesn't have vision, right? Now I think it would be fine to, like, maybe just one-shot this wave, or look to, like, hit an EQ. And now the moment you see Graves, you could maybe even try to move top after shoving this wave. I wouldn't mind that. Not even to, like, roam yourself, but to prevent Vex from roaming here. Exactly right, yeah. So we can now just clear this pink, we can go back mid lane, let me skip forward here a little bit. And I think Vex uses her abilities here on the wave, yeah. So do you see this? He didn't trade for like, I think 3 whole minutes. And now, after Vex uses abilities, do you see this? Opportunistic trading, guys. And you can do this into basically any champion. And the beautiful thing about this is that the lower elo you go, the more will people just whip abilities and just throw them out randomly. So he plays a nice little pink ward here. I would try to be early on this wave, and I would really look to base here. Like, I would try to one-shot this wave as quickly as I can, and then look to like Q Tiamat this, and now insta-base. So why do you want to insta-base, guys? What gave me the sign or the red flag of me having to base here? You can see that number 1, Dragon is up in 50 seconds. Number 2, Zac is currently basing. Number 3, you are sitting on a lot of gold and half mana. So first of all, we are currently really weak because when Vex comes back, again, the same principle. She will have items and you don't have your gold spent. The other thing here is that Dragon is up and your jungler is basing, and your jungler will probably open towards bot lane here because your bot lane camps up. So you have the situation where you can find a perfect reset here by syncing up with your jungler, by pushing the wave, and by just spending your gold and allowing yourself to be in a really good position for the next sequence that's about to happen. So that's why Beifeng is one-shotting this wave, taking a reset. He's buying Profane and he's also getting a longsword. I would probably not buy a pink here. He actually does buy a pink. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder why. Maybe he's afraid that his pink will get cleared. As you guys can already see, there are things brewing up here. So look at this. Look at this map state here, guys. Do you see this right here in the bottom? Everyone is currently bot. Zac is bot, Nautilus is looking to get control over the area, Draven is bot, and there is a fight about to happen. I haven't watched this VOD beforehand, but I'm really sure that the fight will break out here. So that's why we will just like one-shot this wave, and now try to look into fighting. And there you go, beautiful, there's a fight happening. So now what we can do is we can actually try to look for an angle here, stack our Conqueror, one-shot the Vex before she can press her ult. Absolutely beautiful execution right there. Now we can just E on the Alistar, auto-attack him, unempowered Q, and then W auto-Q. Yeah, or like auto-W-Q. Exactly right. Don't even have to waste flash, don't have to waste anything. And yeah, I mean, we are a bit lucky that our bot lane wins there. That's pretty good. But this is just impeccable early game execution. And I just want you guys to imagine you don't reset there. How cooked the situation would be if you don't base. And like fixing your resets and your early game first is just incredibly important to give yourself a really consistent early game, right? Because if you don't do it, it's simply really hard to get consistent games going if your early game isn't clean enough. So we Q Tiamat this, exactly, and now I'd look to reset again, because we are half HP. Even if there's a skirmish happening right now, we don't have R, we are low on health, and we are high on gold. We are just really weak right now, and the fight is simply bad. So he doesn't even consider going for that fight, which is something I really like seeing. Omnivamp boots are fine, you can also go Lucidities. There's no real problem with going Lucidities at all. And yeah, I mean, as you guys can see, we are just in a great position. I'm pretty sure that this game will be over really quickly. Because if you play like this, if you play at this level, the enemy team just knows that they will not fuck up. Like, Beifeng will not give his shutdown, he will not die randomly in lane. Because the moment he does that, the game just becomes incredibly hard, right? I would still not FF probably though, because mistakes can still happen, you know? Like, people are humans and you never know. But as you guys can see, we are just extremely consistent with our waves. We are shoving our waves whenever we can. We are not dropping a single wave in mid lane. And we also didn't really go for many roams. We went for one top lane roam, but the only reason why we went for the top lane roam is because we still had the opportunity afterwards to catch the wave from Mordekaiser, right? So he didn't really roam towards the side lane one single time in the first 13 minutes, and the reason for that is that roaming is simply really shit. And a lot of people don't understand this, but roaming is a low elo thing actually. The only, like, there are some champions where you can roam and you can still get back to your wave really quickly, like Ryze is one of them. You have TF, which is one of them, right? Because they can cheat tempo in a way with their ults. But generally speaking, it's really bad to roam. Now, let's actually take a look at the sequence and what happens here. So we one-shot the wave and we pretend to roam top lane here. And we also know that Vex doesn't have vision here. So we just sit here, we sit back, and now with the moment Vex tries to like place a ward, we just completely disintegrate her. With an EQ flash, RW auto Q, we ignite. And now we can just one-shot this wave and we can maybe look to even get this tower. So I'm pretty sure that's exactly what's going to happen. Graves decides to like defend this tower, which he clearly cannot do. Because even if he like clears the wave, Beifeng can kill the tower in time. So you guys can see that the game just completely explodes. And the reason why it explodes is because the moment someone gets on Beifeng's screen, he can just completely disintegrate the person. Because he has a lot of damage since he didn't drop a single wave. We are 10 CS per minute. We are on 2 items already at like 15 minutes of the game being played. And it's just insanely hard to throw games now. Like, you are so fat that people essentially just can't fight you. So that's also why he goes for Hubris, because he can just like collect kills really easily. I still don't like the Hubris buy. I think the item simply isn't good. But if you really want to go for it, it will not ruin your games, right? Like, Hubris will not be the reason why you lose. Yeah, just build it if you really want to do it. Yeah, we are just continuing to shove out mid lane here. I think the moment Draven would die or take a reset, I would look to switch up the lane assignments here with my Draven. But the nice thing about being ahead is that you can just do this. Do you see how early he shoves the wave and then moves? I just want to go back here. Look how, like, he instantly one-shots the wave. So he sees the top lane play already, and the decision of roaming top has already been made. You can see that in the way he's like moving and in the way he's like one-shotting the wave. So now we instantly move top, and we are just looking to like maybe get something here. The odds of us getting something are pretty high. I mean, we are 3 levels up on the Graves. We are 6 levels up on the Alistar, or we were 6 levels up. And now it's just really easy to like, yeah, just get something, get a couple of kills here, right? So yeah, pretty good. Let's actually take a look at this execution here, because I think we could have improved this a little bit. So first of all, I think Beifeng thought that this Alistar doesn't have ult, right? But it turns out he did have R, so that's why he couldn't just one-shot him. Ideally, I would still like to see a grass queue here instead of ice. I would really like to grab grass somewhere when you get into this river. And then instead of rock here, I would grab grass again. I don't really think you need to grab rock here, because now you can just auto-attack down the Graves. And if you have grass as well, you can reset your rock damage afterwards, which helps a lot, right? In this case, it doesn't really matter because his team comes in, but I think there's like a lot of room for improvement in that specific skirmish. And yeah, I mean, you can look to like maybe kill the Graves here. I don't really think that's an issue. Yeah, he flashes, pretty nice. And now you probably just have to reset. The one thing I don't like about this play, by the way, if we go back, is that right here, I would really like for the mid wave to be attended by someone, ideally. But, you know... So after this play, honestly, I would just reset and go back mid lane, I think. I don't think I would keep chasing the Graves here. Like, just going back mid is so much more important here than, like, comparatively, like, killing the Graves one more time, in a way. But yeah, it's alright. So we come back here. The game is about to end, as you guys can already see in the timeline. But really beautifully executed. Great skirmishing. A couple of things we could have improved in the skirmishing segment, right? Really instructive top lane roam, allowing you to catch the wave. Also super important concept. And didn't roam a single time besides the one time where he went top lane, right? So, as you guys can see, Beifeng is the absolute god of Qiyana. I hope you guys understand why, what he did. I hope this helps you in your own games. There were some concepts that you can maybe take away and that help you in your lane or in your mid game. And yeah, I wish you guys a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Bye-bye.